Welcome to the tutorial on how to perform a pay run. The first thing we need to do is check that the correct tax settings are loaded. So for that we'll click on tax set, and it should say in red tax year 2019 tables loaded. So we'll click on the tab that says load tax year 2019 tables. Right, then we go back to batch jobs on top, and everything on the right is year-end functions, so we'll ignore them and we're going to move down the left. The first thing we're going to do is generate a transaction. Click on the button, and where it says generate transactions, where the date of next transaction is on. Now that date is when we want to make the payslips for, and we've scheduled them for the 31st of January, so we can just click on OK in the bottom and OK. The system then creates a payslip from the base package, and we can go and make changes to that payslip. We can go and import clock card hours if we want to, and we can import commissions or bonuses, etc. But for this example, we're going to make a basic payslip. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to calculate the tax, so we'll click on calculate tax and net per period formulas for the 31st of January and OK. The system will then calculate all the statutory calculations like pay as you earn, UIF and skills development. And the last thing we need to do is go to seal transactions. We'll click on seal transactions also for the 1st of January and OK and yes and OK. Now that completes our pay run. We can then go and print the payment advices and the reports. So let's go to the reports first. We'll click on reports on top, and let's run through the main reports. The net payment report will show you what needs to go into each employee's bank account. So once again, it will be for the date, the 31st of January, and we can click on OK in the bottom. You'll see that all these reports come out in Excel format. The system uses Excel for its report writing function. Right, so obviously we haven't filled in the bank detail yet, but there's all our employees will be listed with the net payment. We can close that report, and then we can go to the payee summary. And so on all of the reports, you can go and specify the dates, and we are looking at the 1st of January to the 31st of January, and we'll click on OK. And the pay summary will then show us all the third parties we need to pay. In this case, it'll be SARS in terms of pay as you earn, STL, and UIF. And there's the employee's contribution and the company's contribution. Right, we can close this report. Next one, which is also very handy, is EMP 201. This is the report that will show us what we need to pay over to SARS in terms of pay as you earn, skills development and UIF. And this is the report that we normally use for our e-filing purposes. Let's close that report. Then we can go to the General Ledger Journal, and we'll just click on default allocation and allocate them to a specific cost center. Once again, the date range and OK. And this shows us the journal entries for that specific period. You can post them into your accounting system. If you use Pastel, you can pull it in via a file. Let's close that report. This report, the transaction analysis report, is very handy. Also, once again, the date range 1st of January to the end of January. And this report shows you basically everything that happened in that specific pay period. So you'll have a list of the employees' names, the net payment, the tax, medical tax credit if there was. We'll get to setting up medical aids at a later stage. And all the elements of earnings. In this case, it's the base salary of 20,000, company contributions, which is UIF and skills development, and the deductions, which will be the UIF. All right, we can close this. Now, all of the reports work on the same basis. You'll see that there are various other reports, and you can just simply select which one you want to have a look at, select the date range, and OK. Let's have a look at the payslips. To view a payslip, we go to Employees, select the person's name, and then we go to Tax Periods and Transactions, and Print Payment Advices. That'll print it to the screen. Now, you'll see that the payslip is then split into the earnings, the elements of earnings, deductions, company contributions, the employee's tax, and the net payment. Right, I'm going to close this payslip. These payslips can be customized, and that's quite an easy function to do. You'll click on Customize and go to page 2 on top, and they will select what we want to show and do not want to show on the payslip, and that is typically things like company contributions, year-to-date figures, staff loan balances, etc. There's a whole host of them. Right, I'm going to close this, and that basically concludes the tutorial on how to do a pay run and view reports and the payslip.